Good morning, guys. I haven't made a video in a couple days because we've been so busy. I've been picking up so much wood. Look at these piles. There's over 30 now, probably about 40. There's Keepy. I had to get onto him. He tried to get the chicken today. There's something about their movement that really attracts his attention. Birds, that is. I mean, these dogs, the Catahoulas, are bred to hunt boar. But there's something about ducks and chickens that makes them want to go after them. I'm guessing it's any dog that would do that, but he stopped when I told him to. He listened. He left him alone afterwards, but I have to stay on him. It's not like I can keep him out here without being kenneled if I'm not around. But luckily I have the blessed life of being able to, in my semi-retirement stage, to stay at home. My husband works full-time, so because we're not in debt, he's able, and I'm not a spender. I really am not. I don't spend like that. I will salvage. I will try to make sure that money's not wasted. I don't like money. It's just a piece of paper with ink to me, and I understand the foolishness some people might think that is, but in reality, all it is paper and ink, and the value is given to it by the people. So that's why in our farmers market that we will have here eventually, maybe in a year or two, will be based on a barter system. If people want to use cash, they can. If they want to, whatever currency is in effect at that time. Other than I am really debating that digital money, because I know what scripture says. I'm not trying to overthink things, but I am not going to ignore anything either. Sorry about the camera. I had to take my gloves off. It is getting close to 80 degrees, which is hot. Not as near as hot as it could be. There's a nice little breeze going on. Another pile of wood. As you can tell, it's littered with piles of wood. But guess what? Those are going to be our summer bonfires, spring and summer bonfires. I'll leave a couple for fall too, so we can get the land cleared off. And I've got this land mostly mulched before the company quit on me. Mostly because I knew I was clearing 7 acres at once, and it was just me working on it with my husband whenever he can. And you have to keep the soil covered in order to keep the microbiome underneath alive. You can't have dead soil and work in it. But the good thing is that I have lots of cardboard. I don't know if you can see it on top of the hill. And I'm about to put that in the front area under the embankment where I planted the dappled willows. I am thinking seriously, and I know I don't get many comments, but for anybody that does comment, I would like to know somebody's opinion about, now water stays in this area when it's rainy pretty good. It's really soggy in this area at the opening of the goat building. I'm thinking about putting a willow tree here. There's a lot of water that comes off this property right here, and plus it'll provide shade, interest. I know the animals would really love it, and the goats would probably keep the bottom trimmed up. And I can use the willow branches, when I prune them. I can use them for live tunnels and structures throughout the property. I have really been looking at the willow structures lately, the live fences and things like that, and that's something I would be interested in doing. But it's only at this part of the property, and that's where a lot of runoff comes off my neighbor's property onto ours. There is a gully back here, so it doesn't come all the way here and soaks it. You can see like a sandy clay bed. It's clay mixed with a lot of sand that goes through there. I like it. I'm planning on planting water type flowers and plants, and I want to get some reflecting pools in the areas like this. See that divot right there? There's another divot right there. A small one over here that flows into the next pool to slow the water down to sink into the ground, give it a chance to seep into the ground at the top rather than all running at the bottom. This is a large project for one person, even 2 people. We'll say 1.5, because he's working third. Third is a hard shift to work when you've got land to take care of. But I don't mind it. I really enjoy it. It's pretty awesome. wish all of you the best in your endeavors. If you're thinking about buying land, as I always say, just do it. Ideally, you want to be debt free. I used to have, I was the first person to buy two brand new BMW Mini Coopers, or Mini Coopers from BMW in the Greenville area. I always paid my cars off in 3 years. I paid my house off in less than 10. So the only way you can do things like that, and my credit was very, very good. I don't even bother with it anymore because when there was a time when the 2008 crash hit, I try to get a loan. I don't care if you have a sterling credit score. The banks don't have to loan you anything. And so it was for the best though, because even though I was damaged as a small business owner financially, I wasn't yet crippled until family came in and did that to me. Anyway, I think most of you have similar experiences in different ways, but don't let anything discourage you. If you can save your money, if you're a spender, it's not going to work out. If you spend, the chances are, with all the sicknesses that are coming up. I got a phone call. Let me answer that. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. That was a friend of mine who did my septic, and we became friends after he worked here. And him and his wife are great people. They do all the fermenting and canning, I think, dehydration of food storage. He butchers his own meat. He's coming to spread some rock for us to finish out that area over there to the right where that trailer and that RV is. But yeah, the goats, I just turned up the chicken coop like I was showing you guys with that little hand tiller right there with the red handle, and the chickens went back in there. They love it when I do that. It just freshens up the bed, turns it over so the carbon can break down with the nitrogen waste. There's a lot of ammonia in chicken feces, so there's a butterfly that loves that kind of stuff too. And there's the little kids, and you see the dad on top of the igloo. They like to play King of the Mountain, and he has been in conflict with his buck, but lately they've become fast friends. The buck is right there in between the two girls. He's the tri-colored one with the white tipped ears. And there's Lacey, the one that was wounded that I showed you guys. One of the males had tried to mate her, but her skin is so thin because she's a white American broad-breasted turkey, and their skin is not as thick, and she's larger than most because of the genetic modifications done to her. Normally you wouldn't want to keep these birds, but she was so intelligent. All of them really are. It's heartbreaking sometimes when you know that they're going to families, which at that time ended up being a year where nobody could find turkeys that weren't spoiled already. And it was for Thanksgiving, and we had raised 40 of them, sold them all except for her and her sister. Her sister disappeared. I think neighbors behind my mom's, where we were temporarily staying, had taken her. Probably couldn't believe what a big giant turkey that was, and probably ate her. But she's very exceptional. She loves having her own space, and she loves talking to you. Art, 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 art. Art, 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 art. That's the sound that they make, and I like to mimic them in return. There's the mom coming out. I had put her food up because the goats, I don't know if you can see her at the water right there, the Muscovy. We now only have one Muscovy in there. The lavender went back to the other bird yard. The other girl that we had in there, I don't know if she just flew in back there by her in the other bird yard by herself on her own or what. But I'm about to go put her food down for her. Let me do that real quick. The video, because I wanted her to eat. She's been laying on a clutch. I want to say there's about 40 or 50 eggs under her, and I'm hoping to get some lavenders out of the girls that were in here. She will probably have black ones because the male that was in here was black. We had to pen them because they were getting out eating the cat food every day, and I couldn't have them popping out waste all over the parking area. So they're smart birds. They know where the food is. They like a high protein. meal, so cat food is higher protein than they're used to. And then as you can see right there, there's Belle right here, and there's Sanchez on top. No, that's Midnight on top. Sanchez is right here, and they just love playing on the igloo. Their parents are out foraging. Beautiful Lacey, and I think those are called Turkins. I never can remember, but this mixture, he's beautiful. Look at that. And then we have our wonderful working dogs, and when they do work, but they're getting trained. They're so much better. They're not leaving the yard, so I'm really happy about that. So I guess back to what I was saying with you guys. Oh, Angel, you want to be petted. You want to be petted, yeah. Hey, Kiwi. Kiwi. Angel. Hey, boy. Hey, Kiwi. Kiwi doesn't want me to pet him. He thinks he owns Angel. Hey, Goldie. Hey, girl. I don't know why you guys are not out. It's pretty. I think they're getting hot. Look at that little baby. Hey, Belle. Hey, Belle. She's our tricolored doe. She's so pretty. This one is a pretty brave one right here. She's not scared of anything. Hey there. Hey there. Come here, Belle. Come here, Belle. Hey, pretty girl. Hey, pretty girl. Hey there, Midnight.